Hello everybody, Jason Basin here back in the house, and I must say thank you to Michael of Near Wild Heaven for commenting underneath my video about the 80s decade, also Vinyl Richie. Thank you very much guys, and I wish Michael a very good operation of Near Wild Heaven. Check out his page, very nice. Each Friday he presents new records, very interesting records. But I think now next Friday, he must undergo an operation. There will be no video of Michael, but in the meantime you can check all his other videos, and I think that's the way that we should work. People who comment underneath my video, who have also a channel, you may be sure I will also comment underneath your video. Let's do that. So comment also underneath this video. I will comment under your video, and so we get fans. Our base will rise, so everybody will be better of that. It's much better than being jealous. I don't say names, but I think some people I know are jealous on me because maybe they have seen I can make a lot of different sort of videos, but that's no good. We must help each other, people. So if everybody says likes or the videos and write a comment underneath, that's much nicer. Okay, let's dive into this new video. It's a video that I already wanted to make a long time, but I had not enough stories, and in the meantime I think we can fill up about 20 minutes. So this is maybe the first one of a new series. This is music stories and facts. So I'm gonna tell you some stories. Maybe some of you will know all the stories here that I'm gonna talk about. I have 12 topics. First topic, Steve Jones, guitar player of the Sex Pistols, he had a girlfriend, and she could sing good and she could very good play guitar. And he said to her that she must go on with that she must go on making music. And indeed, she went on. She put a band around her. And who was this lady? Indeed, it was Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders. Then, the second topic, it's about Keith Richards. It's the guitar player of the Rolling Stones. And one day, they are in their bus from the hotel. They are driving to another place. It was probably on a tour. And one moment, Keith Richards said to the driver, and to the other members, we must turn back. We must turn back. And the others say, what's the matter? No, we must turn back. And they thought he has forgotten his passport or other things, a bag or something else. And so he went into the hotel, and then he came back out about 10-15 minutes later, and the bus drives again, parts again. And then the others, what's the matter, Keith? What did you forgot something? Or yes, he said, I forgot to throw the television television through the window. So that's what he did. So he went back into the hotel and he threw the television from a great height onto the ground. So that was his hobby of Keith Richards. I don't know if he still does that. I hope not for the owners of the hotels, but that was Keith Richards. And then I have another nice story also about the Rolling Stones. One day they were backstage, the Rolling Stones, doing things, smoking things and other substances, and their manager came to them and he said, the police will come, the police is coming. And so rapidly they say, the police, they took their drugs and they flushed it through the toilet. So because they were afraid if the police could saw that, they would be arrested immediately. So they flushed it through the toilet, and then the door opened, and who came in? There was Sting, Stuart Copeland, and the guitar player of the Police. The band The Police was there, not the police of the government. So the Police, the band, visited them. Really funny. And then another story, people. Yes, here I have a picture of the Rolling Stones. This is an old picture, I think, but I like Brian Jones. I would a picture with Brian Jones, but I think those stories here of the Rolling Stones, that was in the 70s, I think. And then we have Metallica. About Metallica, I have also a story. Metallica, they were one day at the headquarters of their record company, and they were waiting. As they were waiting, those people had to discuss things, and in the meantime, there was the bass player, Cliff Burton, and he said those bosses, those funky bosses, kill them all. And so that sentence has stuck into the head of the others, kill them all, and that was also the title of their debut album of Metallica. So Cliff Burton said that sentence, kill them all, and that would be, so in 1983, the title of their debut album of Metallica. Then another great band, I have also a story about them, about Black Sabbath, with Ozzy Osbourne, of course. And Black Sabbath, one moment they could go into a very nice big villa in America, and one day when he woke up, Ozzy wanted to put on the heating, but he pushed another button. It was the panic button, and so the police, he realized, oh, the police will come maybe, and but in the meantime, he and another person, he was snoring coke and other stuff on the ground, and they were already high when the police arrived at the door. But the police saw everything was okay. They didn't see they were high, and the police left. So that's also a nice story of Black Sabbath. And then we have the film A Clockwork Orange. That film from 1971. It was made by Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick, also known for A Space Oddity 2001. It was based on the novel of Anthony Burgess, a novel from 1962. So 9 years later, there would be that film then. There are some bands who have taken their name from things from out that film. So we have Heaven 17. Heaven 17, that's that name, their band name, comes from that film. You have also the band Moloko, that comes also from A Clockwork Orange. So that's a fact. Then we go on. Also a fact, on which track you hear a heavy lift door closing down. On which track you hear that? A heavy lift door. Well, you hear that on the Atrocity exhibition, the number of opening of the Closer album of Joy Division. On that one, you hear that heavy lift door. And how many albums of the debut of the Velvet Underground were sold originally in the UK? How many were sold in the UK? 30 albums. That's what Lou Reed said in an interview. And we go on with another fact. What did Jeffrey Lee Pierce do before he found the Gun Club? Before he found the Gun Club, he was the head of the Blondie fan club. Then we have here some facts of Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park. Is a graveyard place in California where a lot of music stars are buried, but several stars have not their names on a stone. Maybe they wanted rest, they don't want that many fans go to their graves, but two people that I know already have no name on their stone. That's Roy Orbison and Frank Zappa. I saw a quote of Frank Zappa when they asked him, "What is your legacy?" He said, "That's not important. When you're dead, and that's not important. A grave, let's say, for him." So Frank Zappa, it's an anonymous grave, let's say. You have not his name on his grave. And then another thing about a tombstone, there is also the story of Janis Joplin, who had made a tombstone in 1970 for the legendary blues singer Bessie Smith. Bessie Smith, she is buried on Mount Lawn Cemetery in Pennsylvania. And then we come to the last but not the least musician. This is about the composer, famous composer. In the meantime, I show you him already here. Indeed, the famous composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Where he is exactly buried, it's not known. So he died in Vienna, Austria. In that time, on the graveyard, there were a lot of common plots. And on a common plot were several people buried. They were wooden crosses. And he was buried together with 4 other corpses. So 5 people were buried together. And that is a big problem. And afterwards, each 10 years, they took out those people who were in the graves to replace them with new corpses. Because also there was a problem of place, let's say. So after 10 years, that body was removed, or the remains of also Amadeus Mozart were put somewhere else. And there was one man who worked at the graveyard, and he found the remains of Mozart, or he thought that was Mozart, and he placed there his marked it with a wooden cross. And where was that wooden cross? There they have put a monument in honor of Mozart, but it's not 100% sure that there under are the remains really of Mozart. Maybe they have, he thought it was Mozart, it was not Mozart, so it's possible someone else lays there under that monument. And you can find Mozart on the Friedhof St. Marx in Vienna, Austria. So people, these were a bit some stories, some facts about legendary artists, let's say Mozart, Velvet Underground, Rolling Stones, Heaven 17, Black Sabbath, Metallica, all great stuff. So I hope you liked it, and when I get more information to make a second edition, I will do that. So in the meantime, I'm working on my music, and it goes very well. So I will have a full album later this year. In the meantime, you can listen to my music, of course, on all the music portals, Jason Basin, Spotify, and so on. So people, it was a pleasure that I could make a new video, almost 700 videos. For video 700 I will do something very special. I will do also in the near future now a new live jam with my second rec that I have in the meantime. So a lot of ideas here again. So people, don't forget, with vinyl the sun always shines, but in the meantime here in Belgium there is not much sun, but luckily there are some vinyls. I don't know if you see her, she is also here, Tina. Hello Tina. There she is, my little baby. So we will do also a new vinyl adventure very soon. This month you will see then the whole trip, the new vinyl adventure. So I would like to say subscribe now to my channel, then you won't miss a thing of all that. So people, thanks for watching. I wish you a very good week, and certainly my friend Michael from Near Wild Heaven, I wish him a very good operation and a good recovery on his left shoulder. He has a big problem. He can't lift anymore his arm there, so that will be solved, my friend. Okay, thanks for watching, and you see and hear me in another video. Bye bye.